opportunity today to be here today. So good morning, everyone. My name is Nazanin, and I'm the Assistant Branch Manager at RBC Markham Meeting Place. So as just Sonia mentioned, we have a great and very strong partnership with the ACCESS Employment, to the point that we want to help them, help you, and help our newcomer community. So I'm just sharing my screen with you. It just takes a minute. Oops. I'm sure everyone received that, right? Okay, great. So now I'm gonna talk what we have for you today. We have a very packed agenda today, so I'm just going to be quick for the introduction. So we all are very excited to be here today, and we have a very interesting topic. So, you know, buying your first home or your dream home is a key milestone in life, right? And we're gonna go through a number of essential steps that you need to take today. And we have a very special guest today. So we have Queen McMahon, our mortgage specialist managers, and we have Alok Chopra, one of our most experts mortgage specialists in the market. So lucky to have them both today, and we're gonna hear from them very shortly. So, and here is the agenda of the day. I'm gonna talk about what we have for you today. So we've heard from Sonia already. And so first we're gonna have our mortgage specialist manager, Queen McMahon, to welcome from RBC. And then we're gonna play a short video to get to know RBC as an organization. And then I'm gonna quickly talk about a little bit about RBC's purpose and vision, as well as introducing RBC Markham Meeting Place where I work. And next we're going to get to the main presentation. I know that Alok has a lot to deliver today. We have a very packed agenda, and it's going to be lots of takeaways from the mortgage today, and I can't wait to hear from him. And at the end, we're going to get right into the Q&A. So please feel free to enter your questions through the Q&A box, and we're gonna get back to your questions at the end. All right, so let's get started. As I said, the first person I would like to introduce is our mortgage specialist manager, Queen McMahon. So Queen started his career in the financial services industry for over 20 years, and he held the position of sales manager of McKinsey's investment prior to joining RBC in 2009 as a mortgage specialist. And he currently manages the Markham East mortgage specialist team and has been in his current role for the past 3 years. Thank you so much, Queen, for joining us today, taking your time for being here today. And I'm just passing it over to you to say a quick hello.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nazanin, and thank you, Sonia. And just wanted to say thank you to everybody who joined the call today. It's truly a pleasure. You know, when we're working as RBC, when we collaborate with ACCESS Employment, and we get right to the heart of getting to know people, newcomers like yourselves coming to the country, and it's so important, I think, to get that to establish trust in a relationship. And I think when you're working with a brand like RBC and you're working with people who are new to the country, that's essential in making you comfortable, helping you get adjusted, is developing trust with a financial institution. And why not RBC? We're here. We want to partner with everybody here, and we want to help. And we really do pride ourselves at RBC as a company that we call One RBC, where we're looking after every aspect of a person's needs when it comes to personal banking. You may be looking to start a small business in Canada, and that's where we can we work very closely with small business managers and helping guiding people, obviously to getting that career path or what they would like to pursue in Canada. So, and now one of the biggest decisions that I think that people will make, especially at a time like this, we've gone through some very interesting times in the last year. And I think it's essential now to put that trust in a company that wants to share and has experts in certain fields. And that's where we have a great gentleman here today whose name is Alok Chopra. And Alok and I work together. We've worked together now for over 2 years. And I can say Alok is one of the most experienced mortgage specialists in the industry. Having prior to joining RBC was with a large bank for, I believe it was almost, what was it, 12 years, Alok? I think it was. So quite a long time. So, we've got a great expert in the field who knows what it takes to help people get their first mortgage, get them excited. The other thing that Alok can also do is help you with a real estate expert as well too. So he has a great group of real estate agents that he works with very closely that work in many different parts of the GTA. So with that said, I'd like to hand the reins over to our feature speaker, Alok Chopra. You're on mute.
You're on mute, Alok.
All right. So good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for kind words, Quinn, Nazneen, and Sonia. So I take great pride on the behalf of RBC in terms of welcoming all of you for joining this webinar. Today, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic about getting to what you need to know to buy your first home. I recall almost 17 or 18 years back when I came to Canada as a new immigrant, and I knew how difficult it was to get to know the process, to go different places to get information, internet. But I really thank Sonia for putting this webinar for us to make sure we can come to you and make this journey very easy and comfortable for you to when you're going out to buy your first home. So we have broken down into 5 easy steps to make this complex journey into a lifetime experience. The first and most important step, we would say, it is getting ready. So when you want to buy a home, you got to be ready to buy your home. So first home is always bring a lot of excitement. I would say emotional excitement as well. And then you want to raise your family there, so you got to be ready. And then other important point, we'll talk about how much you can afford. Your affordability is also important, depending on how much you earn, how much expense will be there. So we'll help you understand that second step as well. And third, being a mortgage specialist, we're going to help you to find the right product, right mortgage, because there's so much information is there about variable rate mortgage, fixed rate mortgage, or hybrid mortgage. We're going to give you that information as well. And fourth step will be buying your first home. Now, once you understand these steps, you can go ahead and buy your first home. And
okay, thank you so much, Alok, so for the introduction. So we're gonna get back to you very shortly. I really appreciate you and Queen once again. So so now let's watch the video very quickly, and then I'm gonna introduce RBC and RBC Meeting Place. We're gonna get back to Alok very shortly.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Nazanin.
No problem. So here's the video. All right. So as you heard, here is at RBC, we volunteered a lot, and not because we have to, because we want to make a difference. And that's why we are here today again, to help you and provide you some invaluable advice and guidance. And actually, this is a great example of our purpose and value at RBC, because our purpose is to helping clients thrive and communities prosper. And our vision is to be among the world's most trusted and successful financial institution. So all of our achievements that we did is to living our values. So RBC has around 80,000 employees, so we all are guided by one set of values. So first is client first. So the second is collaboration. We win as one RBC. We're all partners and we work together. So the other one is accountability, diversity and inclusion, and the last but not the least is integrity. So we hold ourselves to the highest standards to build trust. So that was also a little bit about RBC. So now here is my core team at RBC Markham Meeting Place, including 3 people: Jeff Price, my manager, our community branch manager, myself, and Ria. And I really couldn't do this without their support. But that's just the core team, and that's not an entire team. And along with that, we have a big support, all RBCs like Queen, like Alok, that who are here with us today to support us. So going back to our value, when we work as one RBC to provide support and support connection and network to our communities and newcomer communities. And here is this RBC Markham Meeting Place. We actually do have a physical location, but we are closed due to the COVID-19, and hopefully we will reopen when the COVID is over. So, and as Sanya mentioned, we have a very unique co-location with ACCES Employment. So our building is located as 8500 Leslie Street on the 4th floor. So when you get into the unit, so RBC is on the right and ACCES is on the left side. But as I said, we are closed. But even that, because we are closed, that didn't stop us from being connected to our clients and our communities. So an RBC Meeting Place is just a very welcoming and warm and colorful open place to answer all of your questions, banking and non-banking. And we work with so many different organizations, but like ACCES obviously is one of our key partners, and we love working with them because they really do help our community, and we want to help you and we want to help them. And so here is just a few example of our showing how we creatively came out with different type of workshops before the COVID. And after that, so we actually since last March we shifted to virtual. Like all of our webinars been shifted to virtual, and like today, and these are some of the examples, like some of our advice events that we've done, including workshop like fraud prevention, HR tips and tricks, role discovery, mock interview, tax advice event, and to just name a few. So now before I know we're just gonna get to the main presentation, and I know you're waiting for, so without further ado, I will turn the time to Alok. So Alok, just over to you.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you very much. So we're going to talk about, again, going back to the 5 easy steps, how we made this home buying process journey into very lifetime experience, very easy for you to understand, so that when you are ready to buy your home, and then you can follow these steps, it will make your life easier. So when we talk about getting ready, so we talk about two things, especially your emotional readiness. So you must be hearing a lot these days in the marketplace about bidding war, which we never heard in the past. So, and it can create a lot of stress, whether you want to go for this house or not. Or so we can help you understand in terms of how much you can afford, and based on that you can make decision. Yeah, it is emotional decision you have to make, but we'll help you to understand how can we alleviate the stress from your side, make sure that this house is affordable for you. And not only I'm available, so we have very interesting online tools as well to help you, to guide you in terms of when you are ready to buy your first home, like we call home buying readiness. So it's a very simple place. You can go on our website if you have online banking, or you can understand again emotional readiness, how much you can afford, and how much you have savings right now. So it's so much information is there to help you understand. Then second point comes sometime a lot of clients, they ask me whether it's good to rent or I should buy now. Which one option is better? Again, there are pros and cons in terms of renting is right now, continue rent, or you want to purchase your first home. No, the third steps come in when you're ready. You know, you want to buy. We have done your affordability. Then comes the down payment. Like how much down payment I need. Down payment means you will be putting towards to purchase your home. Whether sometime we think that you have to, or we need 20% down payment to purchase a home, but with the help of government of Canada, they made it very simpler. So even if you want to put 5% down payment, depending on the purchase price of your home, you can still have the dream of achieving the dream of, in fact, home ownership. But it varies from 5% to 7%, depending on the purchase price of the home. If the house is under $1 million, then you can put even less than 20% down payment as well. So now going back to what we're talking buy now or buy later, again, that depends on entirely up to you, but we'll help you to understand. If you have lower down payment, you want to buy now, we can help you to do the pre-qualification for you, and you can or you can own your home and right away and can build your equity as well. Or second point comes the buy later. You want to continue to save as funds for the down payment and you want to buy later, you can do that as well. So both scenarios will have pros and cons, but definitely we can help you to understand which way is a better way in your situation. Now, again, while building a down payment, while you're saving your down payment is also important. So there's so many ways, the tools we can use, we can help you understand while you're saving for the down payment, where you can take the maximum mileage out of your down payment. Like we have tools in terms of we call RRSP, registered saving plan. So if you're a first-time home buyer, you can save from your down payment there, and which can be used towards a home purchase later on. And we have expert individual as well in our bank as well, partners, so they can help you to put into the right place, maybe the TFS account or RSP account. So we have a lot of professionals, the team of we call RBC1, they can help you to put your saving in the right place. And now the most important thing, we're going back now, being emotional readiness to affordability. Right now, in the last few months, especially 5-6 months, we have seen that a lot of bidding war is going on. You must have heard a lot of information about there's shorter supply, prices going high and high, how much you can afford. So it becomes so important right now because of don't have to buy a home. There are other expenses too you have in your life. So individual or professional like myself, mortgage specialist, you can get in touch with anyone. We can help you to understand that how much you can afford. So what we do for this, we take into consideration your household income, total income based on expenses. And expenses like mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, utilities, car payments, loan, if you have any other living expenses, well, because you want to make sure that you're buying a home today, you still have life to live and you can afford other expenses as well. Now, to understand really how much it can really cost a home is also important. Sometimes we think, oh, I make X amount of money and I can afford this house easily, no problem. So, but there definitely we need to understand, again, there's a closing cost, which we call one-time cost when you purchase a home, and on the closing date will happen. We call lawyer expenses, land transfer taxes, and other title insurance, and some other expenses too. We normally call about 1.5 to 2% of your purchase price, which is one-time cost only. But again, ongoing costs is there too, like mortgage payments, maintenance. If you're buying a condo, then there's a condo fees, property taxes, home insurance, utilities, services, and there are other expenses too, like your kids' education, maybe they're going to school, your other car insurance, personal life insurance. So there are other tools, other expenses too, which you have to keep in mind when you want to purchase your first home. Now you at the home. Now we are based on our experience and expertise, we're gonna find the right product for you, right mortgage for you, right? You must have heard about variable rate mortgage, or rates may go up or down, a lot of things can happen. There's a lot of uncertainties there in the marketplace right now. So you want to have peace of mind as well. You want to understand which product is good. So we talk about there's a fixed or variable. Again, we cannot say which product is the best. It depends on your risk tolerance, and we will give you the information. And we're going to tailor made. We're going to help you understand which product is good for you based on your savings pattern, your expenses, and overall risk tolerance as well. And then second point comes amortization length, with how long you need to pay down the whole mortgage. So that's very important as well. And term length, normally we call 6 months to 25 years. So difference between term and amortization is term is the contracted period. We'll be having maybe 5-year, 3-year, 2-year, depending on how long you want to go, which has fixed your mortgage payment. Amortization is total duration of time you need to pay down the whole mortgage. Again, it may vary depending on your prepayment options or what option you pick. Then we have open or closed kind of mortgage. So open, we wouldn't go much in detail. Open means allows you to pay down in full without paying in penalty, but interest rate is very high on those ones. And second option comes the close option. So close option means mortgage term, the prepayment option are closed, but still there's a lot of flexibility, can help you understand how can you save money there as well. And then last but not the least, we have payment frequency, help you to pay your mortgage much faster and quicker. So this will all just talk about how the fixed rate works. Fixed rate, the term is fixed, payment is fixed. Then you know how long, 4-year, 5-year, whatever term you want to take, then it is term is fixed. So your payment is fixed. So it will not fluctuate with the market, will not change anything. So we can say you have peace of mind, one payment you have to pay for next 4 or 5 years, whatever the term you pick. Second option is variable. Variable rate is also a very good product. We would say depending on the circumstances. Right now, prime rate is so low and rates are much lower, but it may fluctuate with the change in the prime rate. Whenever change in the Bank of Canada prime rate, so your rate will change too. If it goes up, it will go up to. It comes down, it will come down to. But you can take the advantage of there's a difference in the pricing between the fixed rate and variable rate, but you take risk. But we have to understand all these risk options, whether it works for me or not. We can help you to understand there and give you some recommendation. Finally, you decide which way you want to go. And third option also we have available, we call hybrid mortgage. Hybrid means it's a mixture of, we can do kind of umbrella line of credit product. With a line of credit, we can go for fixed and variable. Whatever portion you want to pick, we can do that as well. We have fantastic options at RBC to make sure that we can help you. We can tailor-make a mortgage option for you. Now, as I discussed about amortization and term, total, how much time you need to pay down the whole mortgage, and term is, again, with the time, length of the time you agree for specific interest rate, the payment amount for 4-year or 5-year, and after that it becomes open. If you wish to renew, you can renew as well. If you want to pay down more mortgage or extra money, whatever changes you want to make, you can make at the end of the term. So now coming to the most important aspect of the whole process, whole journey, is the mortgage pre-approval. Personally, I would recommend this is the most important step in the process. Why? Because mortgage pre-approval will not only give you peace of mind that you have how much mortgage you can get and you can afford easily, and you have done all the basic work in terms of understanding your lifetime ongoing expenses well based on your income, your expenses. So we can give you the X amount based on your income and expenses. This much you can afford to purchase, and we can give you a little bit range as well based on if there's a room you want to go, you can go to that room as well. So you can proceed with your purchase option, and it gives you peace of mind to seller as well these days, because when there's a lot of people, they're bidding for the same home. So obviously seller would like to entertain offer or agreement to purchase sales from those parties, those clients where they're already pre-qualified, pre-approved for the mortgage, so they don't have to go through the process again. Another thing is we do the rate guarantee as well for 120 days. So in the rate environment where rates are going up. In last 1 month, just to give you an idea, rates have already gone up almost 0.75% in almost 1.5 months. So clients, they had the pre-approval before, so they have peace of mind for 120 days if they purchase, so they will get the lowest rate whatever we had when they started application with us. So I would strongly encourage, if you are in the market, you're thinking of purchasing home, get the pre-approval done. So it will help you to lock in your rate as well. But another good news is, if rate goes down, then you will get the lower rate as well, just in case. But looks like the fixed rates have started moving in upward direction, so going up, but variable rate is still very, very low at this moment. So what main area we consider? We consider, in order to give pre-approval, your income, your net worth, how much funds you have available for the down payment, and after the down payment, you'll be having some savings. Well, and of course, we want to make sure your credit rating is satisfactory to the bank. And good thing about RBC, we truly understand the nature of Canadian, and being a lot of people are self-employed and newcomers like yourself coming from overseas, and you work in your country as well for different companies. So we have non-standard income as well, where we can consider an exception. Special program we have to help encourage especially first-time home buyer or newcomers when they came from their country and now they want settling down, if they got job or they have enough savings, so we can consider even they haven't achieved the income level whatever we need to see to approve their application based on their savings, the down payment, and their work history. We can consider an exception as well. So some wonderful products we have at RBC, so we can help you. So it's help you to get your pre-approval done as well. And we always say, in order to get the pre-approval done, we would like to see the documents, your pay slip, your last year tax return, T4, letter of employment, and your saving. Then try to understand how you have been saving these funds. Now, when you have pre-approval done, now the point comes, your home buying actually happening when you're purchasing your home. So you would require a team of professionals, not only the mortgage specialist. There are other key players also in your team, which you got to have. One is, I would say, another is real estate professional. We call realtor or real estate agent. So I want to make sure that you understand that you give all the information about your wish list, what kind of house you're looking for, your kids, which school they want to go, what kind of special skills they want to have. So all the information you can give it to your real estate agent. So based on your wish list, they can find a location, they can find how much the pricing pre-approval you have. Based on that, they can look for house wall. And then once they're pre-closed, then you have to hire a home inspector as well, in case you want to just get inspection done in your house, that how much, like if there's anything which you need to look into it, if some renovations required or some electrical work or any damage or anything is there. So inspector also very, very important key player should be in your team too. They work closely with their real estate agent as well. So just talk to your real estate agent if home inspection is required or not. If you're buying a home from the builder, from the new home, then maybe you do not require. Buying from the builder pre-construction, maybe you do not require. But in general, if you're buying a resale home, and especially older home, 15, 20, 25-year-old, then you would like to have home inspector as well. And then finally, there comes a lawyer and notary. So in Ontario, we'll say lawyer. So they will help you to review your contract, agreement purchase sale, ensuring the closing documents, title insurance. So they will take care of your closing. So I would say you need to have four mainly these professionals in your team when you are buying your not only first home, like any home you're buying, a mortgage specialist, I would say, real estate agent, home inspector, and lawyer and notary. So at RBC, I can say with my confidence, I have colleagues at the banks too, when pandemic hit. So we were the first bank, I would say, in terms of we made things so seamless for all, not only for us, for our clients as well. So And now we just got notice this emergency notice in the morning as well in terms of COVID-19. I think there's a more severe lockdown is coming. So no need to worry about that emergency notice. So we have all the capabilities in this world from end-to-end experience to make things life very, very easy and very interesting as well. I would say we have this WebEx webinar, we can do video call. You don't have to even come to the branch. By sitting at home, we can give you end-to-end service from not opening an account, doing pre-approval, even funding as well. So we have all the tool we call remote ID verification. We can get all the documents online as well. But if you wish to visit to the branch, you can do that. But otherwise, we have all the capacities, capabilities, integrate our system, make sure that we can do compliance, we can verify identification to everything we can do. So just wanted to give you peace of mind that RBC will feel proud to share with you, all of you, that you don't have to worry about whether it's lockdown, pandemic, what's happening, what's going to happen, whether they can go out or not. If you have any question or concern or anything you want to know, feel free to send me a message, give me a call, send me an email. We work pretty much now. We used to work 9 to 5, but now our hours are much longer, and we have all the facilities and capabilities at home. So if you're making any rush decision or anything you need to get answer, feel free to give me a call as well. But another thing is what we did in terms of the mortgages, said it's very, very a unique product. It's going to be with you maybe for the rest of your life. If we say I want to pay down my mortgage in the next 10 to 15 years, that's not possible most of the time, we think. But we have seen that you maybe want to upgrade your home, you have bigger family, so it will be there. So it's very important to put your first foot right in the right direction. And based on our portfolio and the product being one of the largest in Canada lenders, so we understand how can we help our clients as well. So we have a lot more flexible option we have tailored into our mortgages, like we call just by increasing payment, making just extra payment, then you can pay down your mortgage much faster and quicker. So there's some comparison or some example we can give. If you have extra funds by $20 or $30, you can save in interest cost, saving almost $4,000 in a year. So like you can save a lot of money. So we'll help you with our flexible option to save money on the mortgage interest cost, and you can pay down your mortgage sooner and faster. So this is not only about talking about resale homes. So there's so many areas these that you can buy a home. One is definitely resale from the market, buying from the builder, buying pre-construction. So every area, every product has a different requirement to understand process, a very detailed process. So it's very important to have the team player, right player in your team, especially real estate professionals, a mortgage specialist, lawyer. So if you're buying a pre-construction condo, definitely you want to have a lawyer to let them review the documentation. If you're buying from resale, then again you want to make sure the real estate has all the information. So there's a lot of information there. So that's why I would like to say, if you have any question before you make any decision, please reach out to these professionals, team player. They can help you to make the right decision. So I think we have covered a lot today in terms of getting ready to buy your first home, that we have covered. So how much you can afford, we talked about affordability based on your income and household expenses. Finding the right mortgage for you, talking about variable rate or fixed rate mortgages. Now you have already bought your home, and now we want to make sure you have right team players as well. So depending on real estate agent, lawyer, mortgage specialist, and then we help you to by using our flexible option, by increasing payment, putting lump sum payment, you get bonus, anything. So you can pay down your mortgage much faster and much quicker as well. So this is all about from my side today. And now I'll give back to Nazanin. So Nazanin, so back to you. Thank you very much.
Perfect, amazing. Thank you so much, Alok, for the great presentation. Lots of learning. I learned a lot personally, and also like thanks for bringing it up about like a pre-approval lots of great tips and advice. So we get lots of questions about the pre-approval, right? And you cover all, like, for example, like for how long is valid, or like is it mandatory, or like does the rate is guaranteed, and you cover all. Thank you so much. Lots of great tips and advice. And so we have time for the Q&A. So let us know. This is the best time. We have our the expert mortgage specialist here, Alok. So ask your question. So we already have one question in the chat box. Maybe we can start with that.
Sure.
So it's a very, very great question. Actually, it's a very interesting and tricky questions about like first home buyer. Like, who considers a first home buyer in Canada? Like Anna is asking that, let's say in terms of RSP, are you considered a first time home buyer if you do not own in Canada, but you own a property like overseas? So who basically does consider as a first home buyer?
Of course. So answer to this question is, thank you very much asking this question. So first time home buyer, we say, yes, if you didn't own any home in Canada, that's number one category for sure. So if you don't have any home in Canada, you're buying first time home buyer, we will treat you first time home buyer. But another category also where we can consider, you're not the first time home buyer, but we can still consider where you want to use RSPs or other benefits if you did not own any home for 5 years. So you sold 5 years ago, so there is a category. So 5 years period, there's a gap when you sold your last home, didn't have any home. Again, you're eligible to use your all the RSPs and benefits. We can consider you as a first time home buyer. We'll treat. So you're allowed to do that. So, but it's not. But in Canada, yes. So if you overseas, whatever properties you have, we do not consider those in Canada. If you're buying your first home, you're a first time home buyer.
Great, thank you so much. So that's a tricky question, and I actually didn't know the 5 years rule. Thank you so much for
You're
that.
welcome. No problem.
So we have another question. So what is the minimum income level required to land into a first home in a current market situation?
So again, answer to this question, minimum income is very, it's very difficult to say. If you don't have income, like how much minimum, there's no threshold. We just go based on the income. How much income you have is important. Then we can say based on income, how much you can afford to buy a home, depending on your income and then expense, we'll see. But again, as I said, now there are other areas as well. We said we have very nice, very good products in RBC. We understand if income could be so many reasons why you don't have enough income. Are you new in the country, but you had enough income back home? So we have to ask a lot of questions to understand why you don't have enough income at this moment, or income is low, or how low it is, how much gap is there. So we try to see the history. If you're coming, for example, just to give an idea, you came from India, you're working as an IT or software engineer, professional, they had good income, then, but you're settling down, you haven't achieved your income levels in Canada, but you are in the process of achieving that level, but you have substantial savings because you have worked back home, then we can consider an exception. So leave it with us. At this moment, I won't be able to give the right answer that how much minimum income is required to purchase what. So again, it varies from person to person. For people think it's minimum. For me, I'm making 200,000, it's still not enough, or 100,000 not enough. But again, please give us some numbers, then based on numbers and background, and then we can help understand that how much you can afford.
Exactly.
And just to add to that as well too, that if you are coming to Canada and you have investments or cash with you, we have, we could also look at a couple of different programs. So what's great about working with RBC is if you do have a down payment, but you're working and you also have what we call fallback money, and fallback money is that rainy day savings. So being new in the country, we always want to have a little something, just to have something in the background just in case. So that can also help with qualifying you as well too. So as far as incomes go, I don't think there's a minimum income, but to Alok's point, great point, Alok, is how do you structure your business? How do you run your business? And then we would, if we see that you're new in it, then we can also look at existing cash flow through your RBC small business account if you set up a small business line of credit. So very easy to do that as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, both, to cover the question. So we have another great question from Rupak. Is it better to go for a 25-year amortization period or a 30-year amortization period?
So again, that's a very, very good question. So depending on, so as I said that in my presentation, there's always there are pros and cons to understand. We definitely encourage clients to have 25-year amortization because you can pay down your mortgage much faster and quicker. It helps you to do that. But there's a flexibility of 30 years also not bad to consider depending on how much income you have. Because if we start with 30 years, then your payment will be lower, but we allow you to increase payment, can reduce amortization anyways. But it's not that starting with 30 years, you have to stay 30 years. By changing your payment, by increasing payment, making lump sum, you can always change the amortization as well, because it's all about how long it's going to take to pay down the principal. But this extra 5-year gives you cushion just in case if you have emergency expenses or not, what kind of property you're buying. So it depends on the individual situation and circumstances. I would like to give both the option, full disclosure, how it can benefit 25 years and 30 years. Then you can go with that option. And if you're putting less than 20% down payment, unfortunately, you don't have that flexibility of going with 30-year amortization. Maximum, you can do 25 years anyway. So it is very important if someone is putting 20% down payment, minimum requirement is there in order to have the flexibility or an option of 30-year amortization as well. So we'll not say which one is better, but in general, I would say yes. Shorter the better, because if you have intentions, you want to pay down your mortgage much faster and quicker. Only drawback I can say, if you're starting with 25 years, you cannot go back to 30 years. We have to break the mortgage and some costs involved in future, just if that's the route you want to go. But from 30 years to 25, we can go because just by increasing the payment. So that's benefit is there. But as long as you are within your tolerance range, your income is good, saving good, you are not worried about any other expenses, you have saved enough, then I would say 25 is a very good option to consider, or even shorter, whatever you like to do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I couldn't agree more. Like shorter, better. But again, as each client's situation is different, right? Perfect. And that was a great question. Thank you so much, Alok. So we have a question about the variable mortgage rate. So Mohammed is asking, for example, if I opt for a mortgage variable, would RBC advise clients if it's like now time to switch to fixed term?
So again, a very good question, this one as well. So I would say, so again, all the products have pros and cons, variable rate or fixed rate. So a lot more things we have to look into it when we're recommending anything to any clients. Not only just straight variable rate mortgage, go for it, good, it's time to convert, rates are going up, get nervous, everybody's nervous, so jump into it, and you want to, now again, rates coming down, they want to change to variable back again, you have to pay the penalty. So one area I missed that, thank you very much for bringing this question about variable fixed rate. So all products have pros and cons. For fixed rate, as I mentioned, that it can, you have peace of mind. So we can say what payment is fixed for the term 4 or 5 years, it will not change. For variable, it gives you flexibility to convert to fixed rate as well, but you pay the penalty if just in case you want to sell or you want to make any changes. So you end up paying a lot lesser penalty on the variable rate mortgages. It's always 3 months of interest penalty. On the fixed rate, if you want to make any changes, it could be 3 months of interest or interest rate differential, whichever is higher. So it's a good time to change for any client. It's again depending on their tolerance, what they wanted to see. They want to change to variable to fixed. Great flexibility we have. They can change it to fixed as well. But we're just not advising our RBC, all the clients, hey, rate's going to go up, time to lock it in. So based on we do in-depth study analysis of client situation, their saving, their tolerance, then we recommend. Then it's up to them what they want to do. But if still they want to do that, if someone they call, it's a good time. Yeah, anytime is a good time. But variable rate, is also a great product at this moment, I would say. Yeah, rates may go up. It is possible too that they want to, and if they're very tight on saving, very tight on fluctuation payment, then they can consider fixed rate as well. Quinn, would you like to add something else here?
No, I couldn't agree more. It's a very, and the difference between variable and fixed really comes down to, I do comparisons. Like, so I always like to do an analogy. So if for me, variable is, almost like investing. There's going to be ups and downs. So it's like investing in the stock market. So do you have a high risk appetite or do you have a low risk appetite? If you think rates are going down or if you think rates are going up, if you're okay with the fluctuation, then you might be okay for a variable. But I think the biggest benefit for a fixed rate is, although usually you're paying a little bit of a premium versus the variable, what it does is it creates cash flow. Exactly what's coming out every whether it be bi-monthly, monthly, weekly, accelerated. So you have a good understanding, and if that's part of your budgeting, knowing that your rates are not going to go up or down is so essential. So it's a personal choice. But what's great is that the mortgage Alok is great at assessing sort of what your risk tolerance may be, and making that recommendation accordingly.
Great, thank you so much. We have so many questions in the chat box and also in the Q&A. I'm trying to see some of the questions are similar. So what I see, like a few questions about the pre-construction. So they want to know like about the pre-construction, not only the condo, but also the townhouse, all like a single family homes. How does it work? And what's the down payment required for the pre-construction mortgages?
So pre-construction, we as a bank, we have, I would say, the best product for the pre-construction wise, in terms of you buying whether a townhome or a condo or single family or semi-detached, or regardless of the product line, which kind of product you're looking for. Down payment minimum requirement from our side, we will again assess based on your income, and we can tell you, we can give you a recommendation, this much we can approve. But you want to check with the builder because they have a different requirement. From it changes from condo to townhome to single family. So few builders, they're asking you a little bit more down payment as well these days, we have seen. So this question, I would say, is good for the builder, and before they make a decision, say how much builder is requesting when they contact any construction site, when they go to the builder model home. So they will have all the schedules there. So how much total deposit is required from the builder standpoint. But in terms of approving a mortgage, so what we do at RBC, we can provide firm approval until closing. So if they are purchasing from, just an example, from McNee Homes, townhome they want to purchase. So closing happening in 2023. So right now in 2021, so based on their income and down payment, so we can do the approval now. So whatever happens eventually, the property value goes up or down. So we will, if we have firm approval, we'll honor our approval. So we'll guarantee that approval. We'll not be able to guarantee the rate at this moment because the closing is way far off. But once you have it in 120 days, then we can offer you absolutely the best rate within the bank. Whatever we have, you will qualify for that rate. But we can approval. Why? There's no problem. You have full peace of mind that your approval is done. So, but in terms of down payment, based on your income, if you qualify the 5% down payment, we're fine with that. We can approve your application based on that, but you might have to give higher deposit to the builder, and you will get that back money on the closing. But this question, I think, more relevant for the builder, how much deposit is required. So it varies from builder to builder and product to product. From condo, it is approximately sometimes 20% down payment is required, and for townhome or single family, sometimes 10% down payment is required. I would say deposit is required. So you want to check with the builder.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So there is a question from Farhan, like, what's your overall outlook for housing market in GTA? And do you, like, due to the hot real estate market, like, is the buying like an income property or investment properties is recommended? So I'm just combining two questions together from two different people.
Do you want me to jump in on this, Alok?
Please, sir.
I can help.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. I know you've been so great. So, you know, is the housing market overrated? That depends on who you ask. What I can offer to the people on the line is, if you have it handy, or if you maybe we could follow up with Nazanin, Toronto Real Estate Board. So that it's treb.com, TREB.com. Okay, so they have in their market statistics and market data very good information that is available to the public. Okay, some of the things I was reading about is, you know, we do have a hot market. Reason being is the demand for to be living in Canada. So we have, I read last week that we're looking to, you know, bring in 450,000 newcomers to Canada in the year 2021. That's a significant increase from 2020, as well as previous years as well too. So certainly, you know, we are absolutely trying to keep up with the demand of the people coming in, which has been having a huge impact on the market. So is it overheated? Some of the things that are, some of the factors that do come into play as well is costs. So you know, and that has to be factored into the costs that we're looking at for builders right now. What I mean by that is, you know, wood, lumber, as we know, the price has gone, you know, through the roof. Lumber has, you know, has increased in price by over 100% over the last year. So that's going to affect pricing. Which is going to affect, you know, obviously the, you know, how a builder is marketing and how they're factoring their costs. But you know, it's a very interesting question, and I think what's great about it, and the reason why I say go to Treb, and we also RBC on RBC.com, we put out a piece the week before last. So one of our economists, Robert Ho, talked specifically, and he was on Business News Network last week talking about the housing market and how there needs to be rules put into place to try and cool this momentum. So there are differing opinions on it, but what's interesting about that is, and coming from the investment field as well too, you can ask 8 economists one question, and 4 of them will give you one answer, and 4 will give you the other. So it's really all the different ways of pulling up the data. But it's interesting that we're talking about an overheating market. And what's interesting is that I saw another analyst on Business News Network from one of our competitors saying, no, there's no need to police what's going on in the market right now, because household debt overall over the last year has dropped significantly. So people are making these lump sum payments. They're shortening their amortizations. They're really, you know, trying to pile as much money as they can into their mortgage these days while saving, with a lot of the lockdowns that have been put into place. So it's, you know, when you look at it on a global scale, the market in Toronto is would still be underpriced versus some of the comparative cities that we look at across North America, as well as the world. So I don't know if that really, you know, gives you the answer, are we overheated? But like I said, if you go to Treb and look at some of the market statistics, there's some great data there that can really help you, you know, that can really help you understand what's going on in the marketplace.
Great, thank you so much, Quinn. So we tried our best to cover most of the questions. There's more questions coming up. So please contact Alok. So he will be like answer your questions. So if you need like have a, you know, like a short call, or he can also book a virtual appointment with you. So no need to come in person. In person. So everything will be virtual, or you can contact him through his email. So his phone number and emails on the screen, or you can can easily scan the QR code, and all of the information will pop, so you can save it on your phone. So again, like I see like so many questions about like the first home buyer incentive, so or like credit history if it's required. So please contact Alok, and he will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Alok and Queen, once again for taking time. I know how busy you are. I know how taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. So I really appreciate your time, and I just pass it over to Sonia for the closing remark.
Thank you,
Thank
Nazim.
you. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you so much, Nazim. That was very informative, and I understand that there's still so many questions, but you do have the opportunity to get in touch with Alok, and he'll be happy to answer your questions. Our next webinar that's coming up is on Monday, April 19th, how to be successful in your professional life. So if you'd like to register, just like you register for this one, go to our website and or accessemployment.ca/online event series, and you can register for that webinar as well, and take a look at all of our upcoming April webinars. They're all posted on here. And as I mentioned earlier, please see if you would be suitable for any of one of our bridging programs, and you can get registered online, and you can start taking the programs online as well. And we are revamping our website, so stay tuned for what's coming. I checked it out. It's a cool website. We've got our e-resource center on there as well. And other than our online webinars, we do have an online Talk English Cafe where you can practice speaking English. So you can practice your English conversation skills. It's a great way to kind of get together virtually and do it. We used to do it in person where there'd be coffee and donuts. So as long as you have it on your desk, it should be okay. And if you'd like to speak to an employment consultant to start helping you with your job search, just call your closest ACCESS location and someone should be able to start helping you. And if you are overseas and you are moving to Canada within the next few months, and you might be eligible for our pre-arrival program. And if you belong to any one of these sectors here, please email cec@accessemployment.ca to see if you'd be eligible. And thank you all again. There is a survey at the end of the webinar. Please do complete it. And please note that everyone will get a recording sometime this evening if you missed the webinar, or if you'd like to go over the questions again. Follow us on our social media. We're very active on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook to find out what's happening here at ACCESS. And I can't thank the RBC team enough for today's webinar. We probably will have to get you guys to come back to answer all these questions. But again, you can definitely reach out to the RBC team and they'll answer your questions. So thank you all. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you all. Thanks all for joining.